ISUPK.
Hispanics and Native Indians up the street, up the corner, clothing them and feeding them. You understand? Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the ones not desired in this place. Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1 out. We're the ones being oppressed. We're the ones being downtrodden. We're the ones being locked up on the border.
Right.
You understand? Because we're the ones that the earth hates. Even though blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians gave you America, gave you these high-rise buildings that you see, it was blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that did it. Read.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together.
Hold on, brother. Slow down real slow for me. Read it again for me.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. What does that mean? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're not to be fighting one another.
Right.
Black on black crime is not of God.
Right.
You understand? We're not to be warring against one another. The Bible says we should gather together. You understand? We should be joining one another. Right now, you got blacks fighting against the Mexicans. You got Mexicans fighting against the Cubans.
Right.
No one wants to join together.
Right.
But if you read this book, you'll find out that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the real children of Israel. And we ought to gather together. You understand? We ought to join together and love one another. Because we get no love in the ghetto. You get no love in Charlotte. You get no love here in this God-forsaken hellhole we call America. Read it again, huh?
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation, not desired.
Why is that important? O nation, not desired. Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we do not know that we are one nation.
Right.
You understand? So-called our oppressor has split us up into groups. Now we call ourselves Mexicans. Now we call ourselves Indian. Now we call ourselves blacks. You understand? But we are the real nation of Israel. You understand? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is God's chosen people. And we are the ones that need love. We are the ones that need taken care of and protected. Why? Because our oppressor seeks to murder us every day, seeks to unalive us every day. Go to John 16 and 2. Our oppressor is unaliving us on the border. Our oppressor is unaliving us right now in the prisons. And why does the oppressor thinks that it's okay to unalive innocent blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian women, men, and children? The so-called oppressor thinks it's okay that we get murdered in the street. He thinks it's okay that we die unexpectedly. Read.
Book of John, chapter 16, verse 2. They shall put you out the synagogues.
This is a prophecy. This is a prophecy spoken to us by the prophet John, one of the many saints in the Bible that wrote that the words was recorded. And he said, he gave a prophecy that one day we would be put out of the synagogues. What did that mean? Right now, there's an oppressor sitting in our synagogues teaching us that about the Bible, the so-called Pope, which is a devil the Bible speaks of.
Yeah, that's right.
He's the one that's considered the closest to God. He's the one that's considered the so-called foreword on these scriptures, because the prophecy came true that the prophet John spoke about. He spoke that one day we would be put out our synagogues.
Right.
We would be put out of our churches. So right now, the closest man considered godly is a so-called devil, is a so-called pope. Every time he comes to Philadelphia or some city here in America, blacks, Hispanics, everybody worships this pope like he's something close to God. Meanwhile, he's condoning every sin and every degradation against the Most High he can possibly come up with. It was the Pope that said we should not celebrate the Sabbath day on sundown Friday to sundown Saturday, that we gotta celebrate it on Sunday. It was the Pope that changed the laws of God in the Bible. And he said, there was a prophecy saying that we would not be the forewords on the Bible anymore. Now we don't look to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men to tell us about the Bible. You look to Joel Osteen. You look to, what's her name? Pamela White.
Right.
You understand? You listen. We listen to the oppressor other than listen to the real prophets of God. Where do you find the real prophets of God? You find them in the Bible and in the ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana. That's where you find the real prophets of the Lord.
That's right.
That's where you find the real men standing in the trenches, crying and sighing for black people, for Native Indian people, for Hispanic people.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
Say again.
The book of John, chapter 16, verse 2. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
Whosoever what?
Killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
The Bible is saying that prophecy is saying that whosoever unalive blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they think they do the will of God. You understand? When racist cops unalive us, they think they doing God's service, man. They think they doing the will of God. That's why we're the nation not desired here in this place. So again, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And we're feeding blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
If you walk up the street, you'll be able to, at this corner, you'll be able to see the real work of the prophets of the Lord.
Right.
You'll be able to see the real work that God commanded us to go out into the highways and the byways and the hedges. You understand? And feed our people.
Right.
You understand? And clothe our people. You understand? And with that, that's my time. Shalom, Israel.
We want no cowards in our camp,